This is an important announcement from the Latvian High Seas Reclamation Association. My name is Simon, and I'd like to introduce you to my esteemed colleagues. Aidan.
Hello.
Andrew.
Hello.
And Paul.
Hello.
We're here to talk about computer games.
Yay!
Today we're going to be talking about the upcoming games for EuroGamer, which Aidan, Paul and I will be visiting very soon. We're going to tell you what we're most excited about, and yeah, that's about it. So what's first, Aidan?
I've just noticed that the list I've written is in alphabetical order because I've copied it straight off the website. So first...
So in no particular order.
No particular order apart from alphabetical is Alien.
Okay, so Alien, I mean, I don't really know much about the single player.
I'm really looking forward to Alien, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be... It's either going to be one of two things. It's going to be really, really good, or it's going to be terrible. Simply because it was announced something like 4 years ago as coming out next year, and it's been delayed and restarted.
Is this the one we watched the video on?
It is the one.
Okay. The multiplayer looks good.
The multiplayer does look very interesting.
So the multiplayer is sort of like Left 4 Dead.
No, it's not sort of like Left 4 Dead. The multiplayer is Left 4 Dead.
Okay.
Just with aliens
So
instead
it's Left 4 Dead with aliens.
And suspiciously silent.
Yeah, cooler sounding guns.
Silent Marines just kind of stand there as they're getting jumped
Yeah,
at.
I'm really hoping that, because the video we watched, all the Marines just didn't say a word. All you heard was this is going to irritate the hell out of me.
They were eerily calm.
Yeah. So I really hope that they scream the house.
Oh look, a xenomorph, how quaint!
I really hope they have some dialogue. But it did look good. It looked pitch black, and most of the lights you saw were just the lights on the guns plus the muzzle fire.
Let's be honest, all you really want is the movement sensor. As long as that's fine and the sound of that is perfect.
It did look like you needed proper teamwork as well, like Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
It looks
if you ran off, then you'd be screwed and let down everyone.
It looks quite sort of not scary, but sort of scary sort of version of Left 4 Dead, because Left 4 Dead is sort of like
it looks like it's going to rely on jump scares, I think.
Yeah, Left 4 Dead's very like bright and colourful, isn't it?
Yeah.
You get spat on, you're orange.
It keeps you on the edge of your seat because you have to work together, but it's not scary. It's just like shit, charges coming.
Yeah,
everyone come and help.
It does look, although the aliens are different, they fit into different categories. It does look as though it's going to be quite faithful to the films themselves.
Yeah,
like the guns sound like the guns from the film. They look like the guns from the film.
Apart from 4, that's good. Apart from
apart from Resurrection.
The problem you get with alien monsters is like because if they're the sort of toxins they have, and you see like the acids coming out of them and just going through the floor, it makes you feel like your digestive system's working overtime, and you sort of get more like that.
You say that the problem with a game is it's going to make you hungry.
Yeah.
Waking up makes you hungry.
That might bring a problem to the game. Not the hunger bit, but I wonder if it does have the acid going through the floor, and if you can like skip bits of the level.
I can't imagine them doing that. I think that was I think that even the filmmakers themselves were like, we shouldn't have done. For the first one, for the first Alien, the idea of acid blood was amazing because it was all, compression of the ship. For the second one, it was like, okay, as soon as we kill one, there's a big hole in the floor.
Yeah.
So I doubt that, but I don't think they're doing that in the game.
Wasn't it?
See, what I noticed that because I thought about that when I was watching the game, because I thought it might be like when you kill a spitter in Left 4 Dead and you could walk over it and you get injured.
Yeah.
I thought that might happen in Alien, but I didn't notice that in any of the multiplayer footage. So I think it's probably something they've sort of glossed over. Yeah.
It could be like a weapon they use on multiplayer as well, because like on Scooby-Doo when they sort of have the hole and then they cover it up with leaves. You could like get the acid, make a big hole and then cover it up on multiplayer. You're hiding around a corner, someone walks and drops straight down.
So what? The aliens are going to kill themselves to make hole.
You could just like cut their arm off or a toe,
Just a toe.
Rub it around.
It's true.
You nit.
Never thought about that.
Surprisingly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. Be an interesting game.
I'm looking forward to it.
As a fan of Left 4 Dead, I'm looking forward to it because that's what the multiplayer looks like.
As a fan of Alien,
is there a story on it?
Yeah, it takes place, I believe, in between Aliens and Alien 3.
Oh, okay. So Alien 2.
Aliens.
Aliens is
Oh, of course it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course it is.
Of course.
Yeah, they did that.
Well done.
I'm quite interested to see how the human sort of like different classes are going to come into it, because that's something you don't have in Left 4 Dead. In Left 4 Dead, you've got just one sort of human, and then that's it.
So can you play as the aliens in
the single player?
Aliens? In the
Resurrection.
Yeah, I imagine you can.
Will there be
Will
Predator DLC? And then they sort of.
I hope not, because anything other than the comic book, Alien vs Predator is terrible. Apart from the original game.
Yeah, but really, the humans would be obsolete on multiplayer. So you go against an alien, man. It's not a chance. Like,
well, the Alien vs Predator game, that was pretty good for multiplayer.
It was pretty equal, yeah.
I think Alien vs Predator was definitely the best of the films as
I don't
well.
think they should do a Predator.
You're wrong.
But
it was definitely
depends what the game's
better
like,
than the
isn't it?
films, yeah.
It's just speculation at the moment.
So yeah, I'm interested to see how that sort of human customization will work, because it's something which isn't at all in Left 4 Dead. And I think it'd be quite interesting, because you're going to have I think from what I remember, they said they were going to have like a sort of heavy gunner, someone who was a little bit, someone who was a little bit faster maybe. So be interesting.
So a bit like
to see.
Team Fortress meets Left 4 Dead, almost.
Yeah.
And Portal.
In no way whatsoever.
Yeah, but you know.
Just like the second silence there. Like, what is it?
I'm trying to think where would it meet Portal? Nowhere.
Because Portal.
Do they make acid portals now that spit onto a wall?
Exactly.
There might be a cake in it. You never know.
NASA.
Just a
reckon they're
fixed
lying.
digestive system. Right, should we move on to the next game?
What's the next one?
Assassin's Creed 3.
A racing game.
No,
Assassin's Creed 3.
Okay, so Assassin's Creed 3 is something I don't know about at all, really, apart from it's set in America.
Yeah, I really only played up until the second one, because the first one I found awesome until all of a sudden there was magic at the end. So then I played number 2 and it just sounded like everyone had a fake accent. So I finished it and then I'm not playing anymore.
Maybe it'll have dragons.
So, hey, Luigi.
And everyone loves dragons.
For hours.
Have you ever played?
Have you ever played Assassin's Creed? No.
But I can tell you there will not be dragons in it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I know it's set in America.
I just love the fact there's a Native American bloke called Connor, because that's such a Native American name.
Actually, the one thing I really hope does happen is that the Americans are the bad guys in it in the revolution. I really hope that the British are trying to stop something evil.
All the videos so far have been the main character slaughtering redcoats. They've already come out immediately no, it's assassins versus Templars. It's nothing to do with the Civil War, really. So how come you don't kill any American guys then?
Technically, the best assassin would be an instant killing virus. Because if you could play as an instant killing virus, you can just walk around undetected, go straight into one, bam, they're dead. And then couldn't do anything about it. And you just walk on to the next thing.
I didn't invite him. Who invited this guy?
This is why he's a guest star.
Stars using the term very loosely.
Guest speaker. Guest riddler.
He's using the term very loosely.
I think you'd be absolutely right, but I don't really see them being able to plot that
I'll
for
do
the
them.
Civil War. What was this? 1500s?
Yeah, there was plague.
17, I think. I'm not sure.
Well, they're saying all the viruses and stuff, the antibiotics aren't going to affect them in a few years, so you never know.
But this is set in the past.
Well, there's all time machines. They just send a virus through time, and
I would say there's no time machines in Assassin's Creed, but that would technically be lying, because I'm pretty sure it's pretty...
Well, there you go. Then they can bring a virus from the future, and that's going to kill everything.
It's not a time machine. It accesses.
It's unlocked memories from somebody's DNA.
So
it's very strange.
They put you in a machine. So say you were the assassin in training in modern day. They put you in a machine, and through your DNA somehow they can access memories from your ancestors.
Sound.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's
perfect science.
Proper, full on. It's quantum.
It's someone to access my memories.
Not your memories, your ancestors' memories.
Yeah, but I would be someone's ancestor eventually.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what's going on in the storyline for this. What changes have they made for the?
But there's obviously there's going to be a massive difference between Italy and America, because obviously
No, nobody.
Well, obviously the ridiculous accents won't be back.
And
They will. They'll just be British ones.
Yeah.
Hello, we kill babies because we're British, don't you know?
I think we should review this game in British accents. I think, because the gameplay in Venice
everything was tall.
Yeah.
It was all very vertical, but with American
that's true,
architecture, everything's going to be quite small.
Yeah.
So I envision quite a lot of hiding in trees and like jumping out, killing someone. And
a lot of hay bales.
Yeah. There's also a naval element to it where you command ships to attack other ships, which looks quite interesting.
I hope it's really historically inaccurate, so it pisses Mikey off as well.
Mikey doesn't care about American history. He doesn't class them as having a proper history.
It will if everyone else is.
He doesn't care about anything that was the one that was less than 1,000 years ago.
For people that are listening, Mikey isn't here. But maybe one day he will be, or replace Jaff as a special guest.
God, I hope so.
And then he can correct the history mistakes we make.
But he'll still talk random stuff.
So do you know if the multiplayer for Assassin's Creed is going to be exactly the same as the previous
believe it's
one?
the same kind of idea. Which is good, because I really enjoyed the multiplayer.
I quite liked it, because I did play the multiplayer. Is it on Brotherhood?
I think it was Brotherhood.
Yeah, I did play that actually, which was quite good.
I remember when they first announced the multiplayer, I was like, "That's why is this game getting multiplayer? It does not need it at all."
Yeah.
And it didn't need it, but it was a really cool little idea.
That's what I thought when you first told me about it. I thought that's not going to work, but it really does work quite well, doesn't it?
I was.
It reminds me of the multiplayer for the old Splinter Cells.
It reminds me of that game that went around cities a few years ago where you had water pistols and everyone had your contracts.
You mean Assassin?
Yeah. And you had to go kill someone with a water pistol, and then once you kill them, you get their contracts. That was cool. So as soon as you told me about this coming out on Brotherhood a few years ago, I was like, that actually sounds pretty good. If it works, it'll be brilliant, and it is pretty damn good.
Well, it should be an interesting game. I'm sure that Ubisoft hope it sells well, considering Assassin's Creed is basically keeping their company alive.
I think it will sell well, because it's sort of like now they've had sort of Brotherhood and what was the other one?
Oh, Revelations.
Yeah, so that's sort of like, from a marketing perspective, that's like sort of add-ons, isn't it?
I'm just glad that's
two.
Yeah, now it's like
now they've got 3. It's sort of like another Assassin's Creed big release. And they've sort of promoted it quite well, haven't they? So I think it's going to be a big hit, but we'll see what it's like.
But again, it's a year-on-year franchise, so how burnt out are people going to get?
Yeah,
true. But if you're anything like me, I'm not a big die-hard fan of it. But I would rather buy number 3 than I would buy Brotherhood or whatever the other one was.
Revelations.
Yeah, thanks. Because sort of like a new setting. That's what I like about it. New setting, different sort of gameplay comes with that new setting. So.
And I didn't like Ezio.
Yeah.
They put too much emphasis on the character.
It's me, Ezio.
Speaking of year-on-year franchises,
coming up next, in no particular order, is a C for Call of Duty. Obviously, Black Ops 2.
So this is something which probably, if anybody is listening to this, will probably know anything a lot more about Call of Duty than what we do.
I stopped playing them really. This is the one that killed it for me, was Black Ops, because it was like, oh, come on.
This is going to revolutionise first-person shooters.
Yeah, as you think?
Yeah, because he's going to have a gun in it, kill people.
Shoot him in the head and everything.
Yeah, someone's going to complain about sniping and grenades. And
from what I've heard about the game,
I mean,
it's going to be a lot like they said they built it like from the ground up. That's what they've said.
They said it every year.
Yeah.
Oh, we've added all this. All they did last time was take the dive out, which annoyed me because that was the only good thing.
But that's come back.
That's back now.
It has to come back. It was the only good thing that came in from the last one.
It's because they've got 2 different things. They've got Treyarch and Activision in it. So
Treyarch and...
Activision?
Not Respawn. Activision published both.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
What's the other one called?
I forgot.
Treyarch's Black Ops, though, ain't it?
Yeah, and the Modern Warfares are Infinity Ward.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, see, my favourite Treyarch one was World of War.
Yeah, but Treyarch's now come back. They're now the lead platform. They're the lead makers of it now. It used to be the other way around, but the 2 main guys for Infinity Ward have left to join EA. In some
343, because they were getting all old people.
Well, hopefully they'll have taken all the bugs out of it I'm not holding my breath because every year there is a bug in it, and most times they just leave it in.
I'm hiding in a rock.
Yeah, I'm hiding in a rock, or I can shoot one bullet at a helicopter and it gives me 10,000 points. Look at me rank up.
Or a cockroach.
Yeah, or a cockroach.
I think it's one of those games which I've said I'm not going to get excited about, but I said that last year about Modern Warfare 3.
We'll basically go to EuroGamer in a couple of weeks and be like, this is awesome, we need to buy this.
Yeah.
I'm kind of intrigued about the whole live streaming aspect of it, where you can.
I think for the MLG players, that would be an excellent thing, or even for team players. But to be fair, we'll if we do, we're just gonna log on, aren't we?
Actually, that's a good point, because it's something which is missing from Call of Duty, which is in, say, Halo, where you can watch your own videos back.
You can do that.
Yeah, you can in Halo, but not in Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
I've done it before. I've saved my feet. I got my own full share on it.
Can you really?
On Call of Duty?
Yeah, well, you can do it on Black Ops.
Did not know that.
Did not.
Yeah, I went 23-0. I thought, yeah, I'm saving that.
Of course. Stats!
Yeah.
Well, I've had 2 nukes. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to go on.
I've killed 3 people at once.
The thing is, it's really hard to access. Like, it's like they purposely tried to hide it or something. And then when you save a clip, you can't change the camera angle again. Like, because I got this grenade for I've done where I just lobbed it at the other side of the map. And
Right at the start of the game.
well, no, it was midway through the game. But,
I was going to say, I hate players like you.
but like, it was a bird's eye view image, and like, I went back to it to tried to get a different angle because it doesn't look good now. I look back at it and tried to see from first person, but it wouldn't move. So that's quite annoying.
Maybe that's something
They'll probably expand
introduced.
on that. If they're letting you stream live onto the internet and commentate over it, I imagine they've got a better theatre system.
It's a good idea. I don't know how widely people will take onto it, because some people who play Call of Duty just want to play it. And
They don't have like an MLG playlist either, like you get in Halo. I mean, they've got hardcore mode, but like anyone could just go, oh, hardcore and go on that. Whereas MLG sort of.
Well, you can say the same for Halo. Anybody can go on MLG.
Yeah, I know, but it sort of speaks for itself, doesn't it?
Going back to that map thing there, that does look impressive.
Yeah.
Like for big teams.
What map thing? What do you mean?
Did you watch the thing that came on the Xbox, the live stream on the Xbox where they showed it off?
I watched the last bit of it.
They had the people, like you had your teams and you had like a team coach type thing, and that guy was just watching the maps, so that you can tell people where people are, what's going on.
Oh,
but not only that, you could just go into a game if you can't be asked to play, but you wanted to watch kind of for some reason, you wanted to watch how other teams play. You could go in, you could just flick through what all the other players are doing, where they go, where they hide. So you won't be playing, you won't be communicating with anybody else. But
that'd be streaming out onto Twitch TV as well, over the internet.
Oh, right.
So you can watch it on the internet. You don't even need to put the disc in.
That's what I'm hoping that takes off.
It'd be interesting. I think that is one of the best things that COD's done. I mean, obviously we haven't seen it in practice yet, but I think it's going to be one of the best things that any game's done in a long time, purely because I think it could be one of those next steps to bringing gaming to a proper sport.
Yeah.
Because I think if you can have something like darts as a sport, then you can have gaming as a sport. It's as strenuous, isn't it? So
I don't know.
As strenuous.
You gotta lift that point glass.
Yeah. I think if anything, this is more competitive than darts.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Especially standing up doing it.
Yeah.
Or raging, that is a
really
really exhausting
when you watch
thing,
the Olympics and you're
punching the crap out of the fucking sofa.
Hitting your head against a wall is 150 calories an hour.
Exactly.
Really?
Fact.
Yeah. But even like the Olympics, you had clay pigeon shooting. I was like, come on, how's that a sport?
Or just vigorously clapping like really fast, and you just want to sort of rip someone's throat from the neck.
He's still on about raging.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think he's raging about raging.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a really good thing that COD's done, not only for COD, but
for
more
gaming.
importantly for gaming.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully that'll take off.
Like you said, every year we're like, it looks pretty much the same as the last one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get it. And then like 2 weeks before, you're like,
just get worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks before, you kind of go, yay, Call of Duty.
So I might get this.
Yeah.
I might get it in and trade it in 10 days. I've had it for 3 months. Prestige twice. Damn.
That's none of that much.
Hello. What's my KD?
Not as good as mine.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the story as well, because I usually like COD stories. They're usually really good, I think, but I wasn't a huge fan of
the original Black Ops 1.
No.
So it carries on directly.
Yeah.
It's a near future now instead of a modern military.
I didn't really like that.
The storyline, the Modern Warfare storyline, has sort of characters which you can relate to, and the Black Ops, I mean, I don't remember any of the character names, do you?
No. See, but the Modern Warfare, you remember your guys and all that.
So,
Price and... Yeah.
Mason.
I really liked
Are you just naming names?
The characters out of Black Ops, he was the main character, Mason.
Yes, he was.
And there was Romanov, who was the invisible ghost person who followed him around, that Russian, who escaped.
They stole him off of World at War.
Yeah.
Because he was one of the main characters, one of the main non-playable characters.
They made World at War, they can't steal their own idea.
Yeah, but they can.
You might as well say Price appears in every single...
Well, World at War is from... is like based
Vietnam?
on historical facts. No, it's World War II.
Oh, yeah.
Hysterical facts.
Hysterical. Hysterical. This is so true. It's based on historical facts. All the missions are like... I've read about this, or I've watched a film about this. This, well done. You actually put some effort into this, and it had Jack Bauer in it. And the Modern Warfare 1 was a good story as well.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2 lost me a little bit.
I think the point where in Modern Warfare 1...
This Black Ops just felt like a conspiracy theory.
The point in Modern Warfare 1 where the nuke goes off.
Yes.
Is amazing. Yes. And then Modern Warfare 2 and 3 were constantly chasing that moment.
Yeah.
And they could never get there again because once you've experienced it once...
They kept throwing in new characters that you were meant to know what was going on. Even if I replayed Modern Warfare 1 yesterday, I still don't think I'd know what was going on.
Yeah. I did like how bad in the campaign where you got to control the motorbike and the boat and helicopter. I didn't like the controls today. Just didn't seem right. Especially in the motorbike as well. You could just sort of go like that. You couldn't slow down. Well, it's quite bad.
Yeah, so that's really my fault.
But doubtless we'll queue up and play it, I'm sure we will.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, one more thing I wanted to say about it was the multiplayer customization, which was sort of built from the ground up, which seems really interesting to me because you can sort of get rid of your secondary weapon and replace it with a perk or replace it with a kill streak, which I think for that level of customization, that's all I really know about it, but they've got 10 slots and you can fill them with whatever you want. I think it's going to make it a lot more interesting.
I'm all about the death streaks personally because I can't shoot for anything.
Well, maybe you can have 9 death streaks and a gun.
Yes.
Pistol. No grenade, just a pistol.
Congratulations, you've killed me 20 times. I've got a nuke.
Oh, actually, that's something else they've brought in. They've got rid of kill streaks. They're now only score streaks.
I remember you saying that.
Which is, I think that's... Hopefully. When they brought that in for the assists, the support packages on the other game, I thought that was a brilliant step, and now I'm really glad they've sort of brought that in for a permanent.
Sounds like they might have taken a bit of a leaf out of Battlefield.
Yeah, I was just about to say that because Battlefield you get a lot more stuff. It's for points, mate.
I've spotted someone. Somebody else has killed them. I get points.
Oh, I've healed you.
I'm the one who does all the killing though.
If everything's based on points, if you get points for when Simon says revive me when he's down, if I get points for doing it, I might actually do it now. But otherwise. Right.
Well, nobody has anything else to say about Call of Duty, do they?
No, so the next game is Dead Space 3, and I have never played a Dead Space game in my life. I've only ever seen a trailer.
You are missing out, sir.
I know, I really want to play them.
Because they are tremendous. Well, the first 2 are tremendous games.
I was gonna borrow the second one off my mate Pete, but he's a lazy twat and we'll go find the game. So.
Is it stoning as well?
Yeah.
It's the first game is very much a old school survival horror kind of game. It's claustrophobic. You're stuck in one area, one ship, and there's lots of jump scares. Ammo's scarce, that kind of thing. The second game opens up the environment a lot more. There's a lot more weapons. Still scary. This third game has a co-op element, which I'm kind of worried about because the fact that it's co-op means you're no longer isolated. You're no longer alone, making scares harder to achieve.
Yeah.
The same thing happened to Resident Evil when you got to Resident Evil 5.
Yeah, I didn't like Resident Evil.
Because you walk around the corner and somebody else would spawn a monster, and then you'd be like, "What's going on?
Yeah.
I'm back here getting ammo," something like that.
And I hope that they somehow managed to keep the scares, because
The atmosphere.
It was the atmosphere of it was a really good. I was looking forward to 3 until I saw the trailers from E3, where they just seemed to be shooting everything. Like they weren't worried about ammo, they weren't worried about anything really, and it didn't seem like the same kind of game. It seemed like they totally changed focus, and I'm hoping that's not the case.
But maybe that's something for only the co-op.
They did say that the co-op campaign was different to the single player, but even the overall look of it wasn't the same at all. So that's one of the games I'll certainly be tracking down to see what I think about it, because you can only tell so much from a trailer.
Yeah.
And the way somebody else plays the game.
Definitely. Yeah.
But Dead Space, they're pretty good. You definitely need to play
I
them.
do need to get those games and play them, especially 2. 'Cause I remember everyone ranting and raving about that. I was like, I've got to get this game.
No, once
I must have been playing something else at the time. I'll get it after that, and then someone else must have come out. I was like, I'll get it. And then I've just forgotten until I saw it advertised on EuroGamer. I was like, damn, I've got like 3 weeks to play this game.
one's underrated for what it is.
Yeah.
I'd reckon it's probably about £4 or £5 at the moment, if you can find it anywhere.
Yeah, I'll have
It's
to hunt it down.
worth playing.
I had a look when I was in Plymouth for it, because I was in Game Station. Yeah, because they've still got a game station there. So, and it's bigger than the game, so I was in there. But, yeah, I was looking for it, but they didn't have it. They didn't have it either. So, which was surprising, because they usually do have everything I'm looking for. Never mind.
We're not sponsored by them or anything. Although if they want to offer,
Yeah, we can be.
Shop Game Station.
Yeah. Fuck off, game. You're the same company. You ruined Birmingham. Making me go to the ballring.
Been to Northfield?
I don't want to go to Northfield.
Let's see the King. It's got close.
It's true. Well, then there's this shitty little game next that I've never heard of called Halo 4?
Halo. I think it's pronounced Halo.
Halo.
and 1,000 people have just turned off. Not that 1,000 people. But it's like, this shitty little game called Halo. No, I'm not listening to this. This is blasphemy against the Xbox.
That was like a D. It would be Hol.
Stop reading my notes.
If Andrew was listening to this, he'd be raging at how we're talking
If
about.
I was listening to this, I'd be raging. How can you not know what Halo is?
Okay, for clarification then.
We probably are going to listen to this though, so.
For clarification, for everyone who doesn't know us, we love Halo,
Yeah.
and we're very excited to play it.
I think Halo's good. I don't love Halo.
I love it. I love it to the extent I've read over half the novels, and I plan on reading the other half this year. So.
Okay, me and Aidan like it to the point where we've stopped listening to the radio because they are giving spoilers.
Yeah, but sometime yesterday, spoiler alert, slight one, for the next 20 seconds, I just went, yeah, so IGN update. there's 3 new classes in the Halo called Promethean. One of them's a knight or whatever, and the other one can revive it. I was
Spoiler alert.
spoiler alert over. I did spoiler alert.
Oh, legit.
Yeah. I did that before. I turned off for 20 seconds. You can turn back on now. But yeah, that irritated the hell out of me. So I managed to turn off the radio before I heard any more. So. I mean, that's not a huge spoiler. You expect that,
But still,
that they're gonna. Yeah,
If you've seen the trailer, you know pretty much that they are.
you know there's a new alien race.
Yeah,
And everyone knows that Master Chief's fighting someone new.
yeah.
It's kind of impossible to have missed that if you've seen it
that's the
advertised.
thing for me. The fact that it's.
But as soon as they told me the name, I was like, it's given me more information I wanted, because now I know that they've got a certain perk.
Yeah.
There's already been advertised as well. Before that, I was like, idiots.
I think we've got so much to talk about Halo. We should split it down. So let's talk about the campaign first.
To me, the thing about Halo 4, I mean, the multiplayer, I'm not good at shooting in online games. I'm just not. But the thing with the campaigns for Halo is they've always been good. hopefully with 343 Studios taking over, they're going to remain good. And you've got things like the Chief coming back rather than playing as someone you know is going to die.
Yeah,
because the storyline goes like straight on from Halo 3, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you've woken up on this ship.
Anyone who's completed Halo 3 on Legendary knows that at the end there's that like metal planet at the end.
What, is that on Legendary?
Yeah, it's Cybertron.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so now that Halo 4 is now merged with Transformers,
No,
the next Transformers game as well, this is exclusive, is the War for Halo.
oh, Transformers.
So they on the Legendary ending, it shows this big round metal planet, and that's pretty much where it kicks off for on Halo 4, doesn't it?
The one thing I do know about the campaign that doesn't actually tell you anything about the story, but it hints towards the length of it. There's only 8 missions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Achievements.
Someone started putting spoilers online. Like none of us about the achievement list. I was like, you're an idiot. So now I've got to go look at them to either verify what you're saying or to see if you're being a dick.
Yeah.
Luckily, it was being a dick, but I did see that there are 8 missions, like eight achievements for completing missions. So, but they
how
are
long
bringing
are
that.
those missions?
Yeah, exactly. Are they an hour long each? Because an 8-hour game isn't bad these days, especially when it's based mainly around multiplayer. And they're bringing out those ops that you were talking
Like
about.
Spartan ops.
Is that every week or every month?
That is every week for 3 months, I think.
Yes,
The original season.
So Spartan Ops is kind of like Call of Duty Special Ops, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
All we know is it's a single player kind of campaign based.
Wasn't it multiplayer?
I thought it was co-op.
It's a co-op experience, not single player.
Yeah,
Between up to 4 players.
yeah, because I think it's got proper story, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
it's got a story. It's based upon the ship that you can see in the live action trailers.
Forward Unto Dawn.
Yes, and when you see on Forward, I
Which I'm really
believe
looking forward to that as well.
Yeah.
Actually. I might actually be looking forward to that more than the game,
It's because it's sooner.
that's not. Apparently, that's 90 minutes long.
which is cool, man.
In all.
Apparently, that's all going to be 90 minutes long, and there's going to be a version of it on the limited edition of the Halo game.
Well, that's what we've always wanted, isn't it? A Halo movie,
yeah.
pretty much.
I'm happy with that. And the guy who's playing it's a good actor. He's a good build to be Master Chief. And his voice isn't far off Master Chief's either. So.
But again, you got the Chief coming back. That's what I care about.
Yeah, see, I liked Noble Six.
I liked it, but you knew he was going to die.
I didn't know he was going to die because if you read the books, it's either in Fall of Reach or First Strike. But they're on Reach. I'm assuming it's Fall of Reach, but I'm not sure.
First Strike was just the first game, wasn't it? Put into a novel.
No, that was the Flood.
Yeah.
But it's one of those books. But in that, there are loads of Spartan 2s, which is the Master Chief class, still on Reach, and some of them escape. So that to me was just maybe because I knew that George was a Spartan 2, and I knew that Noble 6 was a Spartan 2, and the others were Spartan 3s. And
Noble 6 is a Spartan 2?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. He looks nothing like a Spartan.
I didn't care.
And that was a little bit confusing to me in the game because I would have assumed that him and George would know each other.
Yeah.
Since there are only like 30 left anyway, Spartan 2s. But yeah, so a load of, well, not a load, but a handful of Spartan 3s and a handful of Spartan 2s made it off of Reach through this weird teleport thing inside of a planet.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they sort of turned up inside this planet, didn't they? That's when I saw.
Which is at the end of Halo 3. There's a planet that's encased in metal.
I got really excited when I saw that legendary ending because I knew that there was this metal planet.
So I think that could be a possibility, but I'm not holding my breath either.
Well, I didn't read any of the other books after that. That was the last one I read, I think.
Really? I've only read 2 others after that. No, I've read 3. No, because that might have been Onyx even.
There was no continuation. I don't remember that bit of the story continuing, whether it was in a later book, which I haven't read, or whether it wasn't in a book.
I think that might have been Onyx, actually, thinking about it, that they end up in there. I may have just taken bits out of all the books and gone, this is why it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I read 2 others after that, but they were prequels, Cold Protocol and Harvest. But I haven't read the other ones yet.
Do you guys think we'll be seeing any of the campaign at EuroGamer, or do you think it'll all be multiplayer focused?
I'm not sure.
I have a feeling it'll be multiplayer focused.
I think it will be as well.
Because they'll sort of want to get people into that everyone playing together sort of mood.
Yeah, if they can chuck 16 players in together or something, or even 8, they'll say when playing 2 at a time.
Yeah.
So just to save space and time. I think if they've only got 8 missions, then they don't want to be wasting half a mission or a whole mission.
Yeah.
You don't really want too many people going, I've played the first 2 missions.
This is what happens.
I think they might be showing off the campaign, but I think, like you said, it'll be a short
video or
maybe like 15 minutes of gameplay. Yeah, like you can play for 15 minutes time or something like that.
I think if they do it, it'll be someone else who knows what he's doing on a big screen.
Guided experience.
Yeah, and we'll be watching someone else play the first mission or something like that.
Well, it'd be interesting to find out, like, see what they do. I, for one, hope they don't do it too much because I don't want the story ruined for me. I want to play it myself.
That's why I've stopped watching videos, but at the same time, you just know so much about it already that it hasn't spoiled anything. I know they put in that spoiler from one of the new books.
Well, it wasn't necessarily when I read up on it. Apparently, one of the latest trailers has what I was told was a spoiler, and then when you look at how to find the spoiler or what the spoiler is, you have to look in such detail to find it. It's like, that's not a spoiler. You went looking for that. You paused on this particular frame and then looked at the rating on this book.
I think if I recognise it though, because it's a new book as well. The book's been out less than a year. I think it came out in January.
Well, there's 2 volumes of the next trilogy out.
Is there?
Yeah. I was in Waterstones earlier.
But yeah. So if it's that new, you've just read it. You're like, I recognise that.
Yeah, it's true.
It's possible, but at the same time, everyone kind of knew that for the people who don't know about the book, it's based on Forerunner, like thousands of years ago. So you kind of knew that it was going to be Forerunner stuff in it anyway, because in the first game trailer, Cortana goes, "This is Forerunner technology," so it can't be that much of a spoiler. But at the same time, I still don't want to know what it is.
Yeah, I think probably a lot of people who might be listening to this would probably already know what it is.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
So this is how little we've sort of looked into it. Like.
We've got obviously the campaign, which I'm pretty sure is going to be good. I mean, we've got the new studio, but they have worked on the remake of CE.
Yeah, they didn't have to do the story for that though. That's the thing.
It's true.
They just did the graphics.
But okay, you've got that. But let's get to the real reason people buy Halo these days.
The multiplayer.
Yeah,
the multiplayer.
Jaff's reason is KD, BPR. Yeah.
So there's some big changes in the multiplayer, isn't there? I mean, the biggest one I can think of straight off is the oddball throwing, the ability to throw the oddball. That's
going to be great.
I think it's going to be great as well. I cannot see a downside to that. I think it's going to be brilliant.
As long as they keep the classic mode in so people can choose.
There are classic playlists where you get rid of all the perks.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see, because then they could have like just switch ball throwing off and keep the old. I think there will be griff ball enthusiasts out there who won't like it.
Somewhere, I don't know where. Griffball's alright if you're hungover and got nothing better to do.
It's not speedball though, is it? Fair.
I've got a playlist dedicated to Armour Lock as well. That would be important.
There's no Armour Lock in the game.
It's gone.
See, your KD is going to take a tumble.
Yeah, you don't use it anymore, do you?
Really.
No, it's true. You don't. You've been very good.
It's because you don't get to use it in team doubles.
I'm quite happy about the weapons which I've seen so far. I have still tried to avoid them, like avoid these announcements like the plague.
Yeah.
But I know that the BR has made a return, which I'm very happy about.
So is Foundation as well from Halo 3, like the original Forge World. Was that called Foundation or was that just called Forge?
Forge.
Was that called Forge?
Yeah. I don't remember.
It was just called Forge.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. It was quite a small room. It was their tester for Halo Reach to make a big world of it. Like, will people use this?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's come back. So I'm hoping that they've got a bigger Forge world than just that.
The one which they showed on the demo of Forge looked quite big. I don't know if you remember it. You know the demo where they showed where you can have certain areas where you can affect the gravity and stuff.
But that had stuff like that had scenery around it, didn't it?
Still looked quite big.
Yeah, definitely.
like a sort of, I suppose that was sort of like a Blood Gulch sort of size map, which
I'm hoping that makes a comeback as well. 'Cause
That'll be DLC.
that's awesome.
Hemorrhage.
That'll be the last.
Nah, they can't, man. It's
I
a
don't-
classic.
But from what I've seen of the map so far, like when they've had the MLG players go and play them, they look really dark
Yeah,
and gloomy.
they all look pretty dull.
I've heard that actually. Heard someone say that about the dynamic lighting
Yeah.
that they've used has made it
that was
quite dark.
forged. That room was forged.
And that dynamic lighting, the special effect, whatever thing they've done, has made the actual game quite a dark sort of environment. So I don't know if maybe they've.
I reckon that could be a problem.
It is based on a metal planet. You can't really have.
Well, we think it is.
On the other hand, the video we saw at E3.
Actually, the multiplayer is based on virtual simulation, isn't it? That's what they
I
say.
thought that was just Spartan Ops.
The metal planet. If it is what it is in the book, inside it is just pure grassland and trees.
Star Trek 2. Nobody here but me gets that.
Yeah,
Yes.
so whoosh.
Take your word for it.
Star Trek 2. The Genesis Project.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, if it is what it is in the book, if I made this connection, probably, to be fair, my reading's quite out of date for Halo.
Especially because one of the books has been updated since.
Yeah, I think that's the one I'm reading. I refuse to read the new one. So, no, you should have adapted the game properly. What came out before you did?
So what about the other change? I mean, we've talked about the guns coming back and forges coming back. What about the major changes?
The specs on the armours, man. That's going to be different.
That sounds to me like a way of trying to tag on a prestige sort of mode.
Yeah.
So you've got your first, what was it, 50 levels they said? And then you've got, how many armour classes? 8?
I thought it was
10?
I thought it was 12.
It's a fairly large
it's
number.
not like 2.
So each one of those you earn another 10 levels to prestige on, don't you?
From what I've looked at, it doesn't look bad. Like the armour abilities that you can get, they look cool. I don't like the fact that you can get them, but it depends how quickly you can get them. If you can get them as quickly as you can prestige and COD, you could have 3 of them by Christmas.
Yeah.
And that's for people who work.
Yeah.
So the people who spend their entire lives playing the game are going to have a lot.
People beat MMOs that take like 15 years to make in a week. They do all the content.
If it takes as long as it does to get to Forerunner to get one specialisation, then I'll be happy with that, because you'll have maybe one person every 3 or 4 games in a year's time that has one specification.
I personally think it'd be quick.
I would prefer it to be quick, because I'm one of those people who's not going to get to play it as much as everyone else, so I'm not going to be able to.
But that's the thing, I don't think it'll be quick enough for you to get it. Like, whenever we've played COD loads, we've never got to a prestige level, really, have you? Maybe once.
I've done like 3 prestiges before on one game, yeah.
Have you?
But I don't think. I think if Halo was like the level of COD prestiges, it would be fine, because I'd be able to get.
I think that's too quick.
Yeah, but
I think it should take like a year.
You're going to be disappointed.
But if a normal person plays it, they're never going to get to try the armor abilities.
Yeah,
but because if you're just a passing
I'm not
fan,
a of the armor abilities.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
it is going to be different. I'm glad it is different.
But actually, the main thing I dislike about the armor abilities is if you get the legendary edition, you already get 2 of them.
There is no the limited edition.
Limited edition, yeah. You already get 2 of them because you've got money.
What, completely unlocked?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm getting I'm getting the limited because of the map.
I was getting a limited edition before I knew about this, but now it's kind of put me off a little bit. It's like,
It's three map packs basically.
Yeah, but
that's why. I mean,
that's
pay for
why I'm
itself.
getting. I don't like the fact that if you pay more, you get things that make you better at
Happens
Halo.
all the time.
Not in Halo, it doesn't.
Well, it doesn't.
Not Bungie wouldn't have done that.
Bungie.
Bungie wouldn't have turned off my playlist halfway through bloody Reach.
Didn't it stop you getting an achievement for that?
It stopped me getting 2 so far.
Still won't beat.
A lot of people have been bitching about it online, but a lot more people have been going, well, you've had time to come get these achievements. That's not the point. I paid for the game, and not only have I paid for the game, I've paid for the DLC, and now you tell me I can't play it because you need the server space. And the message they pop up as well said they're trying to make it easier for people to find the games they want. No, you're not.
Oh shit.
You're making more server space for yourself. I don't want to make it easier. If you want to make it easier, give me more options. Give me a list. Say, yeah, I want to play Capture Flag and this is the map I want to play on. That'll give me the options to play the game I want. Yeah, that's my little rant about Reach. 3.3.
And breathe.
So back to Halo 4. Yeah.
So we talked about the weapons like a little bit. What other weapons are coming in?
You get the perks as well, aren't you? Like Promethean Vision.
So I'm not looking forward to Promethean Vision.
Neither am I, purely because I'm one of these people who camp with a shotgun.
Yeah.
And if someone can see me, I'm not going to be happy about it.
Depends how long it lasts.
Well, it's just like a burst thing. So it's sort of like you do your burst and then it's a sonar.
Yeah, but then,
and then come up
how many times can you do that?
I think it's limited, and there are ways to counter it, but I think it's something which should have been left out completely.
EMP
but then
grenades, that's what I'm telling you. That's what they need. Knock all that stuff out.
But we might change our minds soon.
Yeah, it might be good. It might end up being amazing.
And I might change my mind about the armor abilities as well, like the armor specs.
Yeah.
People don't like change historically.
Yeah, exactly. I'd have been quite happy with it just being Reach, but with sprints.
No, ranking system.
Yeah, a ranking system, that would be cool.
No, I don't want a ranking system. I never get to play with you guys ever.
Yeah, you just join our party.
You mean like Halo 2 and 3?
Yeah.
Sort of rank. Yeah.
I'd like it to be a mixture, like of 3 and Reach. So you'd have, I don't know, maybe your skill would be army ranks or military, army ranks or marine ranks or something, and then your XP would be naval ranks or something like that. Just to say, yeah, I've maxed out one, but I haven't maxed out the other yet. So there are going to be some people that can't max out one, like me.
Yeah, I think it's like they've changed it to a sort of Call of Duty system where you get rewarded for the time you've spent on the game,
and there's not much incentive to
be good
do it all the time.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
So it'd be interesting to see what the ranking system is.
I think another thing that could cause a problem is that they've got rid of the bloom on the sniper.
Yeah.
Which could make that very overpowered, because I think with Halo 3, despite not having bloom after the shot, it was the reticle seemed smaller or something. I don't know what it was, but it seemed harder to use for some reason than it was on Halo Reach, and the only thing that made it annoying on Halo Reach was when it expanded afterwards, and now it's the same as Halo 3. It's got these little wiggly bits at the sides of it, but it doesn't expand after the shot, so you can just spam sniper shots and you'll probably get a headshot out of it.
I remember playing the beta for Halo Reach and having bloom. I was like, bloom sucks. I hate bloom. Why did they put it in? And then within a month of having the game, I was like, this has actually made it a lot better because you can see the skill. People who keep firing constantly deserve to miss, because
it's a sniper rifle. It's not a submachine gun.
Exactly. I know Halo's not a realistic game, but it needs some element to stop noobs from just being able to spam everything.
Well, that's just proof that
I have no chance.
That's just proof that you can accept some changes you
exactly.
might not think you would. Yeah. So I think.
But I think they should have kept bloom. Maybe not for everything.
Yeah, the bloom is still in there. It's just that's the thing. It's just gone for the sniper.
They needed it for sniper, because sniper's going to be one of those weapons that has a huge kick.
I'm happy that they've kept sprint in as a permanent thing. I mean,
the one thing about Halo that always bothers me is you're so slow.
Yeah, and now with that sprint in there,
at least I can get into the action and die quicker, rather than take me 10 minutes to get into the action, die 3 seconds later, and then take me 10 seconds to get in.
Yeah, I think.
But here's the real question. How long do you think we'll be waiting in a queue to play this game?
So long.
Yes.
Forever.
I was thinking, actually, because we're only there half day Saturday.
Just use that day to queue.
No, we go around the rest of it that day.
Yeah, I was thinking we go around the rest of it, see what we can get done, and then maybe Sunday just spend the morning queuing for Halo and the afternoon queuing for COD, because that's what the 2 huge queues are going to be about.
Yeah.
We can smash Alien and Hitman. Spoiler, that's what's on our list.
Oh no, not the list, spoiler.
All that. But actually, should we move on to that, because we've been talking about Halo for quite a while.
Oh no, was there something else I wanted to say about Halo?
I cut you off. You said something about sprinting, and then
So we covered the campaign, which was just that was what I was going to say. If the campaign is going to be 8 hours, I'm still quite happy with that, considering there's Spartan Ops. That's what it's going to call
Spartan
it.
Ops.
I think the Spartan Ops, they're going to make a short campaign okay.
Even if they're like half an hour long each, if we've got one, if you get 12 of those over the space of 3 months,
Yeah,
that's another 6 hours onto your campaign.
Exactly.
And you get to play it with friends.
so
Or idiots online.
yeah.
Friends.
Depending if you have friends.
Oh, Forge. I wanted to talk about Forge quickly, because Forge is they've fixed so many bugs on it, and I think it's really going to bring out a lot of creativity in some people, especially things like the magnetic sort of putting them.
Yeah.
Why did they not think of that before? Because I spent so much time.
You're talking about the way you can line things up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
To make a building.
instead of going into the options that
Snap
go,
to.
right, what axes are these on? Alright, I've got to replicate that and move it across.
Yeah, I'm going to have 102 degrees and 42 metres high, and now
just
you've just got
snaps.
magnets.
Snap
Yeah.
to.
I don't know
Yeah,
why we didn't think about
I think,
that before.
I think I will. I'll probably even try and make a map. It'll just be a square with a big block in the middle, and a corner to the block.
I think
I'm
what-
looking forward, it's a horse.
yeah,
For anyone who doesn't know about horse, it's this thing that a company called Rooster Teeth do. And people just send them maps, and you just got to complete these maps.
Like a little
And it's
obstacle
hard
course.
to do. Yeah, they're like obstacle courses, but they started off really simple. Like you got to drive a mongoose off the edge, miss a kill ball, and land it. And now they're just mental. It's impossible to explain them. look
Check
them
it
up.
out.
Yeah, just Google horse.
Rooster
or
Teeth, the
YouTube
creators
horse.
of Red vs Blue. If you haven't seen that, that's worth checking out as well.
So
Yeah, Forge
Forge.
looks good, man.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Looking forward to playing around with some stuff.
I'm not
like that.
looking forward to doing it myself. I'm just looking forward to see what other
See what
people
other
have
people
done
do.
and downloading their maps.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's going to make it a lot easier to build, and even like.
Halo Big Planet.
Actually, I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to see what Orion does with it as well, because he's pretty good at making
Well, the
maps.
thing is, we could now. I mean, because it's so easy to make them now, or that's my sort of view on it. It's so easy now. He could be like the director of our Forge. We could have like
Yeah.
4 people in there making
Yeah.
stuff. Just say snap back there, snap back there.
Yeah, Orion's someone else we know, and he's so good at making stuff on Halo Reach and Forge World. I think one of his maps has got well over a K downloads. It's either a K downloads or a K likes and stuff. I think my biggest one's got 100, so it's just smashed mine completely.
Aw.
Yeah. So
That
yeah.
man, he's good at them. He's really good at making
Anyway,
maps.
Halo over.
Yeah, Halo over.
Halo over.
'Cause
Okay.
we could probably do an entire night on Halo.
I think we just have.
Yeah, I think you might be tuning into this bit after we've cut out the Halo bit and changed it to its own podcast.
I don't think we should cut anything. Make them listen to everything.
Okay, let's go for Hitman.
Hitman. It's been a while since I played Hitman.
Hitman. What number are we on now? What Hitman is it?
It's called Hitman
I think
Absolution.
4?
It was Hitman, Hitman 2, Hitman 3.
I think this is
Oh,
5.
Hitman Blood. Yeah, I think it's 5
I think it's
because
5.
of Blood Money and Conviction,
Yeah,
which would make
the
it
other
5.
way around. Right?
So this
Yeah.
one's Absolution.
Or Contracts.
No, Contracts is the multiplayer. Oh, Contracts was one of the other ones. Yes,
Oh god, it's either 5
that was
or
the
6.
Xbox. Yeah, well,
So anyway, Absolution, the unnamed
Unnumbered one, yeah.
numbered one.
Well, I played the last one, and it was the first game I had on the Xbox 360, and I loved it so much I didn't even need to buy Xbox Live for the first 2 months because I just played that until I 100%ed it. I love the fact that in it you could go in stealthily and complete a mission without anyone ever seeing you, or you can go in there during a political campaign where loads of people on the streets and just gun every motherfucker down.
that is.
Get your mission done and walk out.
I'm kind of looking forward to seeing because hopefully they've borrowed literally from the Assassin's Creed school of thought with the crowd physics,
Right.
because that could be very interesting watching Agent 47.
Mix in with a crowd.
Yeah,
That would be a good idea. Yeah.
I don't know.
it's always been Hitman's always been about choice.
Yeah.
You could walk in.
But he usually does just mix in with the crowd, doesn't it? I think the good thing about the last one
You've
was
got a
that
barcode on the back of your head.
yeah, but the good thing about the last one was that it had this thing where the higher criminal rating you got in a mission, that would carry on through the game. So if the last mission, if you'd had a huge criminal rating throughout it and loads of people had seen you been on loads of cameras, you'd be on the front of loads of newspapers and people would recognise your face, and as soon as you start the mission you're like, I recognise that. oh my god, I'm running. They like scream and run and get a police officer, and straight away, like, I wish I played this game properly.
That's the thing, though, isn't it? So here's the way it should be played: stealth.
So you can still run and guns blazing on that game, but
you get punished for it.
Yeah, you get punished for it. It'll be harder.
Good.
So I'm hoping they've kept that in this one. Story is usually pretty good. The only one I didn't really like was contracts, I think, and I think that may have been good. I just got bored of it at the time because it took too long to get into the story. But
I hope it's more of a standalone story because it's something which I've not played all of the other Hitmen. I've played one or two.
You don't really have to.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't play the first.
I haven't played the first one. I played the second one.
Yeah, I think I played one. No, sorry, I played 2, 3, and 4. Or maybe 2, 3, and 5, depending on what number we're on.
Well, from the video we watched, it was sort of quite self-explanatory, wasn't it?
A lot of it looks the same. Like you can steal people's clothes.
Yeah.
You need to hide bodies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, the one thing they did add was some. I think this was this game they stole from Splinter Cell by the looks of it, where you target all your enemies and then it goes bam, 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 bam.
Yes. Yeah, they have the Splinter Cell conviction targeting, didn't they? But they did it in a better way, didn't they? Because in Splinter Cell, all you had to do,
earn it.
Yeah, in Splinter Cell, all you had to do was melee someone.
No, didn't you have to headshot someone?
No, it was melee someone. And in this game,
you only have a certain amount, don't you?
Yeah, you have to do like spectacular thing to get it. I don't remember because I don't remember the video that well, but I remember it was a lot harder.
Yeah,
and you're going to be choosy about when you use it.
Your clothes actually determine where you went. Like in the previous games, if you'd stolen someone's clothes, it's like, oh, police don't know who you are now. You can go anywhere dressed like this. In pretty much every situation, that was the case. Whereas in this one, it was.
Why is the chef in this back garden?
Yeah, why is the chef in the back garden? Or we've got the mechanics in the garage. That makes sense. Why is the mechanic in the police station? The mechanics in there's a plumber in the police station. That makes sense because you wrecked the toilet. But if you were dressed as a police officer in the police station, the police officers are looking at you going, I don't recognise this police officer, which is a lot better. That's a vast improvement just on the thing I've seen.
It does look like a very highly polished kind of experience, which all the other Hitman games have been.
They take their time on making them, to be fair.
The thing I'm worried about with the massive success of the Assassin's Creed franchise, do you think Hitman's going to suffer because people are going to go, I've got one game about silently killing people?
I really hope it doesn't. I really hope it doesn't, purely because I prefer Hitman.
I think Hitman does the assassin thing better
than Assassin's Creed.
But I think that it's less accessible game because of that.
Yeah. The ad campaign makes me laugh because it's
the original assassin.
The original assassin, like, take it, Ubisoft, take it.
Yeah. He's even before Sam Fisher, isn't he?
Yes. Yes, Agent 47. The other thing that I'm kind of excited about that I know you two weren't quite as interested in is the contracts multiplayer aspect.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. We shall see.
I think it's something I haven't heard enough about to know if I like the idea or not.
Well, this was going on the PC versions for ages. People were going onto message boards and saying, can you kill this person using this weapon? It wasn't the object of the mission. It'd just be a random person in the level. Can you go and kill them without raising suspicion? And now this version of the game seems to have taken that into an actual multiplayer. Your friends will set you contracts like, go and kill the chef in this level. You know, it might not have been the object of the level in the single player, but the more skillful you are at doing that, the higher your money earns is, and you can buy outfits and perks and more weapons. I'm kind of intrigued to see how that goes.
I think I think it's a good addition because I am a fan of multiplayer, and I think that as long as it's an added bonus for the game, that's brilliant. But for example, you buy Hitman for the single player. You buy Halo for the multiplayer. Like Halo, if the multiplayer was just an add-on to the single player, you'd be like,
I mean, look at Battlefield 3. The multiplayer was disc 1. The single player was clearly marked. This is disc 2.
Yeah.
Because they knew which.
Yeah, as long as it isn't taken away from the campaign.
The campaign looks solid, really good.
The only thing that might be its downside is if it isn't too good, it might bring down the rating of the game for reviews, which is a shame because if they didn't put it in, it probably wouldn't. They probably would go, well, we're going to penalise this game because it doesn't have multiplayer.
Yes.
You know for a fact Hitman shouldn't have a multiplayer, so the fact it has should be classed as an added bonus, no matter how good or rubbish it is.
I mean, I'm intrigued because they so easily could have taken from the Assassin's Creed model of everyone's this one character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you all have certain targets.
Yeah, it's good that they've done something different. I hope that they've done it well. And
yeah, me too.
Yeah, we'll see what happens to it.
I'm looking forward to playing it at EuroGamer, but I'm also kind of apprehensive because the thing with Hitman is it's very much about the atmosphere, the sounds, the ways people look, what people are talking about.
Yeah.
It's immersive. It's a very immersive.
And obviously, when you've got people playing Dance with Just Dance 4 behind you, you might not be able to drop into that kind of mood.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely be playing it, but if it's not the greatest experience in the world, I won't hold that too much against a live demo in a crowded arena.
So next on the list.
Next on the list is Medal of Honor, and I have to admit, I don't think I've played a Medal of Honor since. Is it Frontline?
PlayStation 2?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Storm the Beaches of Normandy.
Yeah,
so I have no idea. I've only heard bad things about the last game.
The last one I played was the Pacific one, where you start off on a boat.
Yeah, I think it's the same one. Yeah,
is it? There you go. We'll see how much I remember that one.
That was an awesome game, but I heard really bad things about the last.
The last game relied too much on
invisible walls.
Invisible walls, stock situations. I mean, you very much had to follow the campaign through they had to follow the path through the campaign that it's set. Like, enemies would only act in a certain way once you got to a certain point.
Yeah.
Like, there's videos online of somebody sneaking up on an enemy and shooting them in the head, but they wouldn't die because they hadn't been activated yet, and things like that.
So what do we think the new one's going to be like?
I think hopefully they'll have learnt from their mistake. I mean, it looks serviceable, it looks good. The thing that worries me is everything. The game looks good. Everything around the game looks completely mental. For instance, they were going to sell tomahawks, like Medal of Honor branded weaponry, basically,
right,
in an EA store, and to be fair, they were going to give the money to charity, but what a PR nightmare.
So what charity?
They've set up
Victims of War.
They've set up a charity for veterans. I can't remember the charity.
It's a fun.
I think that idea may have gone by the wayside, but either today or yesterday it was announced that an Osama bin Laden hunting mission would be part of the collector's edition.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
that itself will sell. It shouldn't, but it will.
Yeah.
I mean, the game, from what I've seen of it, which granted isn't much, looks okay. It looks pretty good. I don't think it will smash Call of Duty.
I was going to say, when it's up against Call of Duty in the same.
And Halo, to be that for that matter. I mean, it's got to fight. It's got to fight for third place because it isn't going to take either of those two, unless, like I said, Call of Duty drops off a cliff. Unless people are like us, where we're like, I'm not really feeling this one. We get excited every time, even though we're like, no. But if that happens in en masse, which I can't really see, maybe Medal of Honor stands a chance. But if Battlefield 3 couldn't do it,
I actually did play the last Medal of Honor. But I only played like half a mission. I remember playing.
Didn't we get lost?
No, I made my way up this route, and I was like, I need to get up there. People are shooting at me over there. I was in this trench. I'm just going to climb out the trench and run over to this tree over here and take a shortcut. Got up the trench, ran a little bit.
Wall.
I'm stuck in a glass room. Why can't I move?
Invisible wall.
Invisible walls. So then I got shot to shit. They're brilliant. And then the only good thing about it is, I think I remember it that they had your environment could be destroyed around you. But I
think that's Battlefield.
Probably is, because that sounds too good to be Medal of Honor.
As harsh as that sounds.
Yeah.
I think that was Battlefield.
I am surprised they're still making them, actually, because they really haven't had a big release game for Medal of Honor.
They tried. I think it's sold I think the last one sold reasonably well.
Yeah.
I was going to get it, but then I thought I'd play yours first and realised I'm not going to get this. You angered me within the first 5 minutes, therefore.
No, but you are right. They haven't been that tour de force that they were in the PlayStation era.
Well, maybe they've had big release games, but they haven't had big successes with it, have they?
I think, like I said, I think it sold a fair few. Critically, it was panned.
Yeah.
So whether or not people remember that game, I bought it and it was terrible, so I'm not buying this one.
So that's pretty much what we've got from the review of Medal of Honor. Is it's got to be better than the last one.
yeah, pretty much.
And good luck competing against COD and Halo.
I mean, I'll give it a shot. I'm not one to be like, that game will be awful. It could be great.
I'll play it at the EuroGamer.
Yeah.
But I don't see myself buying it.
Unless it doesn't annoy you within the first 5 minutes.
I've got a list of games here, and that one's not in the top half.
Well, it's definitely the bottom half because it's alphabetical.
Oh yeah, that's true. which brings us to the next one, which is still under M. Game I've never heard of, Metal Gear Rising.
Metal Gear Rising is by Clover Studios, so it's not by the main group of people.
So it is about Metal Gear.
It's a Metal Gear spin-off.
Right.
Rather than being a stealth action game, which Metal Gear is, Metal Gear's 1, Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear 2, and Metal Gear 3, it's something else action game. And basically you just get to play as a cyborg ninja and kill people. I think Clover Studios bought, I think it was God Hand, which is a total mental beat 'em up on the PS2, well worth tracking down. I think there was another. Vanquish was another game they made.
So do you think this will be good?
I'm hoping it'll be good because I love Metal Gear. I will.
Do we know what the spin-off is?
I don't know anything about the storyline. I know it was announced years ago and scrapped by the main studio because it was just too complex what they were trying to achieve, and then handed off to Clover Studios to do something with. And it just looks completely mental.
So it's a game that's been bounced around.
Yeah, which is half me's thinking that will be terrible.
Yeah.
Half me's thinking it could be good.
Well, hopefully it'll be alright.
And for some reason, a bizarre third half is like, I don't care, I've got to play it.
I'm sure a lot of Metal Gear Solid fans will be the same, won't they?
Yeah.
So I haven't actually played a Metal Gear game ever, so which I'm about to. I have all three that Burrow. But
enjoy
all three of the four. Well,
I think that's pretty much all I can really say about Metal Gear.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, unless you know about Metal Gear itself, and I haven't got 2 hours to explain the completely crazy Japanesey story to you.
Yeah, I remember you trying to explain it to me last week. So this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
My head hurts.
Yeah, but it does look fun. It looks like a fast-paced action kind of game with a big sword, and I'm always up for that.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I'll give that. I'll certainly be giving that a bash.
Well, next game on our list, not the final one. One before the final one.
Penultimate.
Yay. Is Rocksmith. No, that's not smithing for rocks.
So it's, as Andrew thought, it's not a
Mining
Minecraft,
game.
not a Minecraft expansion or anything like that. For anyone who's listening in America, which probably one of you, but you probably have this game for a long time now, am I right, Paul?
Yeah, it's been out for a while and everywhere. The problem with it was that there was actually a band called Rocksmith in Europe who held up the release of the game.
Oh, that's good of them.
Yeah, I mean, thank you guys that made Trenched as well, because now we have Iron Brigade because of you.
So it's something which I've been looking forward to, because it's like Guitar Hero. For anyone who doesn't know, it's like Guitar Hero but with a real guitar, and it's actually productive. Whereas a Guitar Hero, you learn how to press buttons in a certain order. This game, you can actually learn to play the guitar, and you get your video tutoring, and it looks. I was saying to Paul when I saw the video, because I'd never seen a video of it until last week. It looks crazy but achievable. But then that's exactly what I thought about Guitar Hero when I first played that.
How long has this game been out in America?
Nearly 2 years. I think.
Yeah, I remember you showing me this game at your old place on YouTube. I was like, this is badass. We need to get this when it comes out. When's it coming out?
Well, that's what happened. That's what happened to a band. Were like, no, you can't use our name.
It did look awesome because it's proper guitar, isn't it?
Yeah.
It comes up on the screen.
Means I've got to steal. I mean, buy a guitar.
So you can use your own guitar.
Yeah.
And
I might have to get mine back off a Stu.
yeah,
Damn, I was going to get yours off Shoe.
and you can play. You can play the game, and it will teach you how to play a bit. And you can switch the game off and carry on playing that little bit, and it would be the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
So that's something which I'm quite interested in. It's not something I'm going to be able to really get into, I don't think. But
Put a lot of time into. I mean,
I would rather put my time into that than Guitar Hero.
yeah.
Yeah. So.
I mean, I love Guitar Hero and I love Rock Band.
But I think
But
that craze for messing around at parties as well.
That craze has died.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you can play this game and come away and think, oh yeah, I can pick up a guitar and play that little bit just for shits and giggles. Now, like with Guitar Hero, you never had that.
No,
you had a game where you could.
I've just played Freebird. It's a shame I don't know how to do that in real life.
Yeah. You're sort of like that is a simulation, whereas this is sort of like more closer to the experience, and that's something I'm looking forward to. At least playing at a EuroGamer.
Where a game actually teaches you a skill.
Yeah.
Change.
Yeah, and that's
Like Cooking Mama.
Or Halo.
and that's again, it's like Aidan was saying about games turning into sports and stuff. It's a good way for the gaming industry to go to gain credibility and
to widen its audience. I mean, Nintendo targeted the family kind of thing, but if you've got experiences that can do this, what else can you achieve?
Yeah, I mean, how far away is Drumsmith from this now? So
I think there was a drumming game.
Rock
That,
Band.
that actually no, there was a proper drumming version of some kind of game, but it was terrible.
Yeah, well, Rocksmith has been going. Rocksmith's been going for the last 2 years in America, and if they see fit to release it over here in Europe, then it must be doing something right. So
Yeah, it's true.
I'm looking forward to at least playing it, and
Yeah, I
then,
want to see how badly I fail.
and then seeing if I can afford a guitar if I really like it.
Hopefully they'll put some good songs on there that are easy to learn.
Well, what is it? Status Quo? Was that?
No, it's Status Quo.
Did you say Status Quo, or was it Rolling
The
Stone?
Rolling Stones.
Oh, right,
Because
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
confused. The difference between, I think was it the Stones, or it was somebody who wouldn't put their music into Rock Band because it didn't teach them to play anything.
Oh, okay, I remember that actually.
And now that band are
Can't
now
remember
on
that.
Rocksmith because it does exactly that, teaches you to play the guitar.
That's cool.
The Who?
I can't remember.
Not the Who.
The Who are on the Rock Band as well, I think.
Yeah, the Who are on Rock Band.
I think he was making a... Andrew's still here, by the way. Everyone is still listening to us.
You're waking up.
Final game again. I feel really bad reviewing games and saying I haven't played games in years. You get really irate over Halo.
Well, you
Anything else?
shouldn't
Don't
have a
talk to
life
me.
then, should
Just because
you?
we've done them in alphabetical order for some reason, all the games I play end at H. So the last half of them, this is just like the end nonsense. Last game, Tomb Raider. I don't know what number this is.
It's 209,999,999.9.
I played the one before that. No, that last one I played in that as well was 2.
The
So I can't remember the story to that. I remember there might be a dinosaur in it. But
I don't.
One.
Well, this is that dreaded word. This is a prequel.
Yeah.
This is a prequel
To all of them.
To all of them. This is Lara Croft learning to be a survivor.
Well, let's be fair, all prequels are better. I mean, look at Star Wars.
Shut your filthy mouth.
Halo Reach.
Reach, I actually agree that is better
Am I?
than the others. Bar maybe 1 if you can take out the library. But yeah, let's get back to Tomb Raider and stop talking about Halo. That's already taken up a third of this podcast.
So, well, I've only seen the video for this game, and it is Uncharted with boobs,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Which is-
I haven't seen anything for it. I didn't know it was out until I looked it online.
I'm really looking forward to this game because hopefully
With boobs.
it's Uncharted with
Actually, let me clarify. When I say Uncharted with boobs, I mean that in the best possible way because it does look awesome.
If I could get an Uncharted game every year, I'd play it. I mean, that's one of the few series I follow on my PS3.
Yeah.
I play PS3, but for exclusives, I think Uncharted blows most games out of the water.
What about Tomb Raider?
But with Tomb Raider, I'm looking forward to it because it's a prequel. Because of who it's written by Rhianna Pratchett, who has written games for a few years. She wrote Mirror's Edge, which was different.
You know they're making a Mirror's Edge 2?
No,
I heard about
that's
that.
a rumour. That's been rumoured for about a year and a half.
That's like the worst.
Don't believe me. People will be like, yes, Mirror's Edge 2.
Did she write Brink as well?
No, she didn't write Brink. What's the story of Brink? God, Brink. Oh, there wasn't a couple of games as well, but I can't think. But I'm looking forward to seeing how a woman, as bad as this sounds, how like her perspective will differ to, look, Lara's got breasts, that kind of.
Yeah, hopefully that'll give her more of a real feeling than I'm just a woman with breasts running around and look at my hot pants.
Yeah.
Which is, well, that was the feeling I got from it when I was 10 playing number 1.
That's the feeling everyone got from it. It was a great game. Tomb Raider is a good series to a point, and then it kind of died off.
Yeah.
I'm hoping this will be some kind of a rebirth.
And I think they've, from what I've seen, they've done a really good job of it. I mean, the gameplay looks fluid and fun.
Yeah.
It looks like a fun game, and hopefully they've kept the sort of puzzles in there which made Tomb Raider the decent game what it was. Yeah.
Puzzles I don't mind. It's pixel perfect jumping that does my name.
Yeah. So I think they've probably taken a good step in copying that sort of Uncharted model, because I think it's going to be very successful.
If you can get Uncharted onto my Xbox in any form, I'd be quite happier.
Yeah. So
I think that's everything, isn't it?
That is every game we've got down at this particular time.
And I think coming up to 1 hour and 17 minutes, we may have
overshot a little bit.
Yeah, maybe by about 17 minutes.
That's right, we'll just edit out Andrew's bits. And then we can pretend we never introduced him.
Introduced who?
Edit out Bez's bits, they have 16 minutes.
Well, so this has been a podcast about... Yeah, podcast, that's right.
Podgash.
We're going to have some music to end this. And...
We'll get Bez to edit it. We'll get Paul to edit it.
We'll put on your song.
Yeah.
Backwards. Well, this has been a podcast by LHRSA reviewers.
Or LHSRA.
What did I say?
LHRSA. Latvian High
High
Seas Reclamation Association.
That in letter form, reviewers.
LHSRA.
About Eurogamer in London in... Is that September
28th.
28th-ish? I think that's when we're there anyway.
By the time we upload this, probably be tomorrow. So...
So,
yeah, that's
stay
us.
tuned. We'll be back.
All 5 of our
Probably
listeners
then.
should enjoy this.
Yeah. I've been Simon.
I've also been Simon.
Or
Mate,
Aidan.
I've been Simon as well.
Paul.
I've been Aidan.
Yeah, okay.
And Jafar's been Jafar.
No, I've still been Simon.
It's still me, Simon. I'll go back to myself.
Yeah, I prefer myself to Simon.
I don't know.
Sorry, yeah.
And that's been our first podcast, so...
Ta-ra!
Ta-ra! Bye! Yay!
Don't clap.
How do I stop this?